Hello. Today I'm going to help you get started with your Hypervolt by Hyper Ice. When you first get your machine, you're going to take out the battery and attach the battery to the machine. When you need to charge it, there's a hole at the bottom, and you'll take your cord that comes with it and you'll attach it like so. The green light will light up, and that lets you know that it's charging. There's also an on and off switch at the bottom. You will flick it on, and again you'll see the green light light up, the bright green light, which lets you know that the machine is on. In the back are your indicator lights. This also lets you know that the power is on, and as your power dissipates, you'll see the lights begin to dissipate as well. The power button for the actual Hypervolt to get the percussive power is that button right there. Press it once for level 1, which is 30 Hertz. Level 2 is 40 Hertz. Level 3 is 53 Hertz. Press it a 4th time, and it turns it off. The Hertz are important because studies have shown for percussive therapy to be therapeutically beneficial, we want to utilize 20 to 50 Hertz. Anything below that, 15 to 18 Hertz, just didn't really have any beneficial effects. So we find that the lower range of 35 Hertz is really good for pain control. And I would reckon that that would be because you can get a little bit deeper over the lower Hertz. Like, I don't think I'd want the higher percussive setting and to dig deeper with. It might be a little bit too intense. And in order to get the pain relief that we're looking for from this apparatus, we want to massage or vibrate over a small area of the tissue for about 20 to 30 seconds. And what we're trying to do is inhibit the efferent nerves are in the area, which are basically the pain receptors, which kind of inhibits the pain in that area. It can also, after a workout, help with post-exercise soreness. You know, first or second day, even using this apparatus the second day after a workout can help with post-exercise soreness. And I would think if you were quite sore from a workout, and I found this from my clients, the lower setting of 1 to 2 at 35 Hertz is going to be a little bit more tolerable than the higher setting with a deep massage when you're really sore. If the person's just gripping the entire time because you're digging too deep, you're not going to get the muscles to relax. A higher setting of 50 Hertz is beneficial for increasing mobility. And again, I would assume that this is because you're going more superficial and you're going in a more even stroke, whether it's, you know, a round technique or kind of a lawn mowing technique, depending on where you're using it, in order to increase blood flow. Now, I will sometimes go in with different tools and maybe try to release like the pectoral attachment or an overactive trap, or maybe some tight serratus that is locking down somebody's shoulder blade so that they will get more mobility throughout the workout. It's been quite beneficial for that as well. The Hypervolt comes with 4 attachments. You've got the round head, which has got a little bit of a groovy texture to it, and I find that it gets stuck on clothing versus the flat head, which is quite smooth and very easy to glide over muscles, but it's kind of a head-on technique, a straight down technique that you would be using. Versus I find with the round attachment that if I go on this side, I can get kind of an effleured stroke with it to help kind of push fluid through the tissue, which is another reason why I like the Hypervolt and the percussive therapy. Is certain areas such as around the Achilles, the back of the knee, the feet that don't have a lot of muscle and it's mostly tendons, don't get a lot of blood flow. So I'll maybe try to use some effleured strokes in those areas to try to push around some interstitial fluid and blood flow, and also just aggravate the area to draw blood flow up towards it. So that's what I would use the round head for. you have the fork. A lot of people don't know what to use the fork for. I use this along the paraspinals. So the spine would just go right down the center, use it along the paraspinals. I never use it on the spine or try to manipulate the spine. Would not feel good. But I might go into the side. So if this is your spine, I might kind of go towards the side to try to get into some overactive paraspinals or some overactive musculature that tends to happen around the spinal area. And again, to try to inhibit that and calm it down so we can get some more mobility or just some pain relief if somebody's really tight back there. Finally, oh, in this piece also, I've been able to get into like the pec attachment pretty well. I can get in between the medial border of the scapula along and the spine, that kind of area right in between there. I find it's pretty good. The rhomboids tend to get quite tight on people as well, so I find this pretty good to kind of get in there, and then you can move up into the upper traps. So that's what this piece tends to be good for. And then you've got the bullet. This is a little bit more intense. You're going after maybe a knot or some hyperactive tissue. I will also use this on somebody that maybe has got a little bit of scar tissue, such as I had a client with an ankle injury, and I was able to go in and help loosen and bring some blood flow and release this area here to get some increased mobility through the ankles. And of course, working through the feet and the calves and the Achilles definitely helps release that as well. The attachments are very easy to use. They just pop in and pop out. So you just pop them on and off. Very easy to use. So I hope that helps you get started. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will be making videos on how I use percussive therapy and the Hypervolt on different areas of the body. Enjoy your Hypervolt.